Well, last week, Broadway's biggest stars came together to record a new version of What the World Needs Now is Love, with profits benefiting Orlando's LGBT community. It's just one of the many tributes, concerts, and parades all across the country. Now, this weekend, it is St. Pete Pride, one of the country's largest LGBT celebrations. David Warner, editor-in-chief of Creative Loafing, along with SueZie Hawkes and her wife, Cheryl, join us now with more on the weekend's events. Thank you guys all for joining us today.
Great to be here.
Thank you for the invite.
This is one of those things, I know you guys have this every single year. This year, more so than any other year, with everything that just happened in Orlando, what is the tone going into a weekend like this?
Well, I think the tone is going to be both solemn and celebratory. I think the St. Pete Pride message that they've sent and what we try to convey in the issue we're doing this week is that, to use the old cliche, if we let this beat us down, then the terrorists have won. If you want to call him a terrorist, a crazed lone shooter, whatever you want to call him, that force of hate is the thing we combat with the power of love, like that song from the Broadway stars.
Right, and I would think so. And the one thing, if you have to find a positive in everything that's happened, it really has been this outpouring of love and support for the LGBT community.
Unity.
More so now than ever, this unity, the
Absolutely.
We Are Orlando, that everyone is a part of this as well, too.
Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit, you gave an interesting statistic this morning, I heard you say, when it talks to the people being related to the people that were involved in the Orlando shooting.
Yeah, it was from a sales background where they ask you, how many people do you know? So they can do network marketing. Most people say about 18, but it's actually 76. So every one of those people that was killed, there'd be 76 people intimately affected by that. So that's about 3,500 people directly impacted. And then you've got all their friends and the people, and the wave bys and hi, and just people you just get to see.
True.
So this is something, when you say We Are Orlando, truly we are in this community as well. Now for you, what does this weekend mean to you?
Just everyone pulling together and try and get all those differences out the way. At the end of the day, everyone just wants to be themselves.
Yes,
and
yes.
how someone can dictate how someone else should be, and take it even further than that, to kill people because they want to be who they want to be.
Right.
It's such an atrocity.
Right.
So from this, I think there's a very positive message of just bringing so many people together and just put those differences aside.
One of the things that I liked when I was looking down the rundown of all the different events, because there's events and classes and everything, was that you also have different religious services for all the different backgrounds of people, which I thought was fascinating too. Like, everything about this weekend is about inclusivity, like bringing people in, and there's so many educational things as well for people.
Yeah. I mean, the big event, of course, is the parade on Saturday night and the festival on Sunday, all in the Grand Central District. But you're right. I think that one of the things, to back up what SueZie was saying, is that there are so many different organizations that in many ways include LGBT people into their programming, and churches are certainly among them. And it's great to have a positive reinforcement from a religious organization, because so much we hear about that being a divisive force, for LGBT folks,
right.
And it's not the case. There are many denominations that welcome LGBT folks into their congregation.
All right, a very good need, a very much needed weekend this weekend, I would think.
Absolutely,
Something to celebrate and embrace all the unity and do some remembrance as well, too.
And I think they will do that. I'm talking to the organizers of the parade and festival. They need to find that balance.
Yes.
But I believe they're going to be displaying the names and pictures of the people that were killed. Yes. And I think, that there's been what happened with the Rays. They did a beautiful, kind of very silent, somber, tribute to them. And I think that there'll be that combination of something that's a quiet moment, but also a lot of rowdy, raucous fun as well.
I like that as well. Okay, we're going to have all you guys stick around, because I want to learn more about your story and your background. Very important as well. Now, if you guys would like to read more, you want more about this weekend's event, all you have to do is check out this week's Creative Loafing. It is out now. We'll have more for you next when Studio 10 Live returns. Welcome back. Well, this weekend it is St. Pete Pride, one of the country's largest LGBT celebrations. David Warner, editor-in-chief of Creative Loafing, along with SueZie Hawkes and her wife Cheryl, have stuck around to have more continued conversation. One of the things that is interesting about this week's edition of Creative Loafing is the fact that you guys profile SueZie. What was it about her story that attracted you, that made you want to tell it in this week's edition?
Well, a lot of the fuss that's been made lately about transgender persons in bathrooms got to us. We were thinking, let's talk about transgender people in the rooms where they actually live. Let's talk about their business, their lives. And SueZie was suggested to me as somebody who'd be a great spokesperson. And it was just a joy to interview her, and Cheryl, her wife.
All right. Well, I want to talk about your story because it is a fascinating one. You two have been together since how long?
17 years.
17 years.
No, 2000, March 2000 is when we physically met.
Okay.
We met online in 1997, and we've been married ever since.
And you weren't SueZie when you guys first really met. So tell me a little bit about your story.
I was born, and a doctor wrote on a birth certificate male, which that was his call, not mine.
Okay.
And all my life, right from an early age, from like 4.5, 5.5, all that area, I just wanted to be a girl.
So you knew that young, like that was your instinct, you knew that?
Yeah, that's right. Oh. I just did not feel the boy was right for me, and I was surrounded by very beautiful images as well, which reinforced that, because my family were a family of hairdressers, lots of competitions going on.
Ah, yes.
So, you just see all that beauty and you see the attention, and it was like, that's where I should be.
Right.
That's where I should
so
be.
You and Cheryl got together, and then she tells you, okay, I'm ready to make this transition. What do you feel at this point? Are you like, all right, I'm on board for this, let's do it?
Yeah, I was on board with it from the beginning. You're a little apprehensive because you don't know what the feelings are going to be like afterwards.
Sure.
But I love her. I didn't marry her for appendages. I married her because I love her.
And you love the person that she is.
I love the person.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're in corporate America,
Yes.
correct, too, which I think is very interesting too. How has that transition been for you?
They had absolutely outstanding policies.
Wonderful.
So that helped. It was backed up with fantastic insurance coverage as well.
Right.
And they just looked after us really well. They're a global leader in diversity and inclusion.
Okay.
So it was just a great place to be.
It's been a good experience for
Yeah.
you. What do you, if you meet somebody else out there that is also looking to transition, what advice do you tell that person? What do you give?
I say basically the biggest objection is all within yourself, in your mind, because it's actually okay out there. It's not perfectly smooth, but the biggest hurdle is just within yourself.
Right.
And we go out there, we're very bold, and you focus on the people that give you positive energy back, and then just a peripheral blurring and all the rest, and it's fine. You stay positive, and it attracts more acceptance.
For a blur, all the rest. I like that. Very powerful words. Thank you guys so much for sticking around and sharing your story as well. We're looking forward to this weekend's event. Thank you, David, as always, for coming on and sharing. Now, if you would like to read more of SueZie and Cheryl's story, you can find it. Check out this week's Creative Loafing. It is out now. We'll be back with the more show next.